No idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. What you base your happiness around. Material women and large paper. That means you inferior, not me. If niggas could look inside my mind.
Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome back. Episode 1, House Domitius, or the Roman African Empire series. Word. I think I'm just gonna stick with the whole Roman African Empire. I like that. So Ray. There we go. Word. Thank you guys so much for checking in. As always, this is sTIZZY'S house. I am sTIZZY. Thank you guys so much for swinging by. Yeah, so let's pick up where we left off last episode. A couple of edits. Word. Couple of edits. So first thing is a little bit of the lore about Serge, right? Or Sergius of Androy, right? The current chief of the chieftain of Androy. Word. A couple of things. So his father isn't, I thought that would be kind of like weird for his dad to be like the last ruler of the Western Roman Empire. Yeah, so we just switched that up. His father was just a person of Hellenic faith, that one of the few senators of Hellenic faith left in the Roman Western Empire, and he made some overtures over to Android during his exploits. You know, that's what senators do. They travel, they try to, get more fame, get power, and all that stuff. And while he was in Android, again, he was a unmarried senator. While he was in Android, he fell in love with a daughter of a nobleman of Android. So at that point they got married, made it legit. That's why our character is not a bastard. We don't see that trait there. And Sergius grew up in this mixed world of people that are Vizembans, and follow the faith of, let's see, the Andrianarian faith. Word. So he grew up with those two faiths kind of like competing, right? But he grew up really surrounded by people that loved the Hellenic faith and that had Roman culture, because that senator, his dad, brought over all of the people that kind of like still believed in the Hellenic faith, and that saw kind of like the downfall of the Roman Western Empire coming. And so they just moved over, and he grew up around all those people, scholars, intelligent people, right? These are like the last remnants of what would be the Zeus fearing Romans, right? Yeah, and we'll just kind of like make this canon for whatever. Yeah, and that's how he grew up, and this is why he has his whole Roman culture, and that's where he's always leaned towards. All right, cool. So enough exposition. Let's actually run the game. Okay. So a couple things that we're going to look into first is his actual build-up as a character, right? So he's got all of these dope traits, and the majority of his traits have made him a character that is heavy on the martial and heavy on the stewardship. And being that he's going to be the first character in our dynasty, or in this series, right? Yeah, fuck it. Let's make him as formidable as possible, because we know coming up pretty soon he's gonna have a lot of shit to deal with, a bullshit heir, and we'll get to his heirs in a second, right? But we'll focus on Sergius for right now. But let's check out this. I awoke this morning with no knowledge of my past or of where I was. I was assured by confused servants who, assuming that this was some prank or test, told me that I am their ruler. Who am I? Where did I come from? Okay, so this shit is basically when you're creating a character and you have the ruler designer DLC and you have the ruler designer unlocked mod running. What happens is you get a whole bunch of extra stuff, and I think one of those is something called RDU options, or more options. So that basically gives us the opportunity to make our character as dope as possible traits wise without getting older, right? Yeah, so you see he has all of these traits and he's only 18, right? How did I do that? Yeah, so you can actually do that and a lot of other stuff in the ruler designer unlocked mod. But something else that I think that's an option, and I'm not like a 99% sure, but I'm like 87% sure that that's where the whole RDU more options thing comes from. And with that, you can actually add years to your character or remove years from their age. So again, if you build up this character regular, just with all these traits, let's just go through them, like genius, shrewd, brawny, adventure. All of those things would make him at least like 28 already, right? And then we get all of these other things like ambitious, brave, diligent, socializer, all that other shit will make them like 48 already. So there comes a point in the game where you're too old to start as a character, when you're starting off a character from scratch. Word. So yeah, and I think that's what this notification is kind of like stemming from. And word, so we'll just get through that. Alright, so yeah, he's heavy on the fighting, heavy on the being able to bring in a good amount of money. And you know, I think those are two things that Romans were pretty good at, right? Fighting and building their empire and having money, right? That's basically who they were. And again, I'm not a historian. I basically just watched like 4 YouTube videos on Rome's history and their rise and fall. So I guess I'm kind of like a YouTube expert at this point. But no, I'm not an expert. But yeah, this is our world. This is my crib. So I'm gonna fucking play by my rules. And by my rules, yeah, we're Sergius of Android. And we've got kind of like a little conundrum in front of us. Not a big one, but something that I felt I just should just address, because I think that's an elephant in the room that we're not going to be able to get away from. But yeah, so our kids have the Roman culture, and the Roman cultures aren't what I guess would be historically viewed as African ethnicity, right? They don't look like Sergius does. They look like what the game views as Romans. And yeah, they're kind of like, yeah, they're white people, and Sergius is a black guy. All right, for the most part, if you're American, right? If you're African and you're from like Nigeria, like some of my good friends are, or yeah, you're probably like, no, I'm not black, I'm African. So I get it, but the kids don't look like they're of African descent. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. So what we've got to do is we've got to actually go into the car info. And the car info is where you can actually check out your character a little bit more in depth. The game just kind of like gives your character a better breakdown. So without the car info, you can't really see their fertility, what their health stat is, or their ID. They're kind of like their social security number for CK2, right? So we can actually see that now that we've got this debug on. All right, so let's go ahead, and I think the code is GFX, let's say culture, and this is the command that we have to kind of like have trigger to get this to run. And I'm pretty sure we have to put, yeah, it's the character ID next. So 1000-469 756. And for those of you that are familiar with my house, not my house, but my Winter is Here series, and you guys saw what I did with Jamie Lannister, you guys will get an understanding of what I'm doing right now. Alright, and let's change her over to what that is, which is Ava Zimbin. Alright, so yep, my daughter looks like she looks like us. Cool. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and do that for our son as well. And right after we do that, we'll probably just go ahead and check out our kids overall, right? Because we just gave them kind of like a little CK2 makeover. All right, and it's about time that we put a little bit more effort into them. All right. So our first kid in our heir is actually our daughter, Antonina. All right, so the game says that she's ugly, so that's gonna give us a -1 on the diplomacy end of things, which kind of like hurts for right now, being straight up with you guys, because she's our heir until further notice. So what's cool is that she's a Hellenic faith. She's got the Roman culture. She not really sure what direction to take her in, because again, we're heavy on the martial and stewardship. So you know what, I think we'll kind of like set her up on the stewardship focus side of things. All right, and hopefully she gets some better, skill points sooner than later, because she's already 1 and it's not looking too good for her. So our son, he hasn't gotten any of our traits. He's kind of, he's just generic. He's our youngest son, Trajanus. All right, and same thing like Big Sis, Hellenic faith, Roman culture. So since we gave Sis the stewardship angle, we'll go ahead and give baby bro the struggle focus. Alright, so again, not really too much to kind of like focus on right now with the kids. I'm probably their best alternative as educators, so we'll keep that going. And yeah, keeping close tabs on the kid should be fun, because they're going to be the people that actually they're going to be the people that are in charge of what's left of our campaign, right? Yeah. With the kids, right? Yeah, let me get back on track. I'm sorry, I just kind of like had a brain fart. I just got a text in. So sorry about that, guys. So with the kids, I can either matrimonially marry off our daughter Antonina, or I don't think I set this up where I can. Yeah, I think I've got pretty much the game rules as close to Iron Man as possible, or achievement level as possible. So I don't think I'm going to be able to disinherit my daughter. Yeah, you know, I could go ahead and console command that out, but yeah, that's kind of like a bitch ass way to play, and I don't really want a game like that, right? Yeah, and pretty soon, once we get a good grip on, once we get through kind of like setting up our characters and things, we'll definitely start immersing ourselves a little bit more into sTIZZY'S, right? And for those of you that are familiar with any of my other series, that's kind of like the way we trend, all right? Or I blah blah blah, and then I get about like 2 minutes of game time in. But we're super immersed though. Or all right, so we've got this message: our Marshal Chief Anja of Andaro, and yeah, that word, right? Marshal. We definitely got to go and check out our council, but yeah, we'll get to that soon. But back to our current Marshal. Chief Anja of Andaro has put forward a plan for experimentation with new military technology inspired by a supposedly brilliant inventor and engineer that he has recently befriended. All that is needed is a little funding. Okay. Alright. So lose 30 gold. He's out his freaking it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the terminology for coked up and 769, but he's on that shit. Word. Yeah, you fuck out of here. Yeah, like 30 pieces of gold. So we've only got 41 pieces of gold, and this isn't like CK2 or Game of Thrones. I think like the money comes a lot slower, right? Like we've got, what is this, 0.10? So we've got 0.10 pieces of gold coming in every month. So just imagine that's like a 15th of a penny. That's basically how much we have coming in every freaking month. So no, I'm not going to invest 30 pieces of gold in that, fam. Or you could, or not more, man. Or so you shall not have it. No, this is pointless, and he's not gonna fill me by -5 for 3 years. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm all right with that. You know. All right. So we're pretty much done with our kids. Yeah, because like I said, I don't see a better educator for them, and that's kind of like the scope of what I really want to do with them so far. All right, so let's actually go back to us. All right, so in terms of us, we're Romans, right? So sTIZZY'S, he's made his way through diplomacy to become the leader of Android. He's currently the chief of the chiefdom of Android. So a guy like that, he's not gonna sit on his hands because he's got the ambitious trait, right? So we want to expand, but we've got to see what's possible to be expanded in front of us. So. And this is, yeah, we still got to set up a focus for us and an ambition, but we know basically where we want to go with everything. So I think we can get to understanding what our surroundings are going to look like. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and know that we're not going to want to create a treasury right now, right? Because we don't have any real use for that. Making a friend, yeah, I like people, but not really giving a fuck about that right now. Strengthening the Hellenic religion. So this is something I really want to do, because this is how sTIZZY'S grew up. He grew up, and again, around scholars, around priests, around, you know, whatever, like female religious figures their names were. Maybe they were priestess, or easy, right? Priestess. Yeah. So he was around priestess, you know, his father would visit Android from time to time and just keep tabs on what's going on with this kind of like stronghold of former Roman Hellenic greatness that they had established down there in Android, very civilly with the people that inhabited Android, with the Andoranian religion. Yeah, I know I totally butchered that, but that was pretty close if we look back. Or so we know that strengthening the Hellenic religion is something that, even though his mom didn't convert, that's something that he's going to want to do. So I'm intrigued by that, but not right now. Not right now. Becoming exalted by men, yeah, that would be cool, but not right now. Become king of Madagascar. So I'll be honest with you guys, I've seen this before, and I've played other playthroughs, whether I'm in Ireland or Spain, where becoming the king was an option. I've never kind of like found a way to utilize this effectively. Yeah, effectively. So I'm just gonna skip this because we can't cancel it if we start it and we say, oh shit, I didn't really want to do that. Yeah, word. You still got to do this until Surge dies. So we're definitely not going to do the become king of Madagascar. But in the comment section, let me know how that would actually work. Like, yeah, I've never said I was the best gamer. I just love gaming. So, or at least CK2. Or so yeah, I could definitely use the info or the help from some more of the bougie, more knowledgeable CK2 watchers that we have here. And if you're like a dope CK2 watcher and you're still like watching this, thank you. I appreciate you, fam. Or internet fist bump, that's going out to you. Or all right, so see the realm prosper. No, we've got to expand. That is that's really important to Sergius. So I'm sorry, we can't chill. So no realm prospering. No. Building a war chest and grooming an heir. You know what? Building a war chest is probably I think this is the more common sense one, the best option we can actually go with right now. Alright, yeah, because we've only got 41 pieces of gold. So anything we can do to increase that 0.10 or that 15th to a 13th or that 0.10 to a 0.8 or a 0.30 or full 0.1 point something. Word. We need more money, so that's what we're gonna go with. Alright, in terms of the focus, so yeah, Surge needs we've got two heirs lined up right now. So getting married is something that it's something that we're going to need to do. But the family focus right now, until we get married, that's not something that's kind of like on Surge's radar. And we've got kids, so yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Because if we marry somebody, I want them to be of the Hellenic faith anyway. So or they've just got to be dope in some kind of facet, like dope on like the stewardship or the marshals. So even though we're talking about marriage and all that stuff, yeah, we're still not going to choose the family focus. We're going to go ahead with the war focus, because we need to have our best route in terms of building this Roman African empire is militarily. Yeah. So our marshals currently have 43, and that'll hopefully increase our troop totals. Word, perfect. So our troop totals they're bumping up to 736 troops. Okay, awesome. So we're just talking about we're just talking about his prospects for marriage. So in his court, yeah, she sucks. Tizzy, yeah, we're not fucking with her like at all. Yeah, she sucks. All right, and her best attribute is on the intrigue side of things, and that's not really where we play. Even though the intrigue's pretty good, because So this is our first introduction to the find characters option. All right, so what we're doing currently is we're going to set this up in a way that we're looking for characters that will join our realm. Most notably female characters that have high rankings in either the stewardship or the marshal side of things. Alright, so let's set up this situation to, yes, they will join our court, because we're not just cool with looking at them and like, oh wow, what a dope count. Alright, so currently, yeah, It's not appropriate. I don't want to have any kids with you, Tizzy. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay. So currently, yeah, on the martial side of things, the best available person that'll join our court is somebody named Wanangwa. And her martial is a 10, not bad, even though ours is a 43. Terms of, wow. Terms of stewardship, Wanangwa is the best thing too. Yeah, Wanangwa. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of like just speechless. Yeah. Okay, so we don't really have good characters available on the don't really have a good character available on the whole on the whole anything side of things, except for diplomacy and intrigue. So even though that's not the kind of like kids we wanted to kind of like move forward, we really want to make more kids that were on the intrigue and not intrigue, on the martial and stewardship side of things. Yeah, we can invite somebody to our court that has a intrigue level of 16. Her name is CK2, and she's Karangan, and she's got an intrigue level of 16, which is better than 11 or 10. And we've got somebody named Numnak, and she's got a diplomacy level of 14. Okay, so we're not actually gonna marry them. We'll just we'll invite the Kudishe to the court, and we'll just make her. Okay, we can't invite her to court, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, so we can't invite her to court anymore. I'm not sure what the hell just happened. Okay. So let's cut this back on. Alright, so nope. Wanangwa it is. She's back in Aliyah. So we can't marry Kudishe anymore because she just became somebody's concubine. But Wanangwa is just, yeah, she leads a lot of fields. Sorry, that was like totally unprofessional, and it still is. Even though, like, what is this professional word? It's just some shit that lets me know I don't really want to record past this allotted amount of minutes. Word. But screw it, we're gonna go like 2 more minutes just to be like rebellious of like the phone noise thing. Word. Okay, so Wanangwa is back in the lead with that 13 intrigue because Kudishe is unavailable. Yeah, and we've got somebody now. Her name is Nadira. She's Wangazi, and she will join our court, and she's heavier on the diplomacy side of things. So you know what? Yeah, even though I really don't want to go this route, Wanangwa it is. Yeah, because she gives us just a better spread of available skill sets to increase within our lineage, right? Because she's averaging at least a 10 or throughout everything except for the learning. She's kind of like dumb. Okay, all right, let's check this out. I know that one of my slothful courtiers is capable of more than he realizes. I want to push the courtier into being more ambitious. I believe there's great potential in that one. All right, so yeah, we're not feeling this guy Liberius, and he's one of our courtiers. He's good on the learning side of things. He's a scholarly theologian, humble, stubborn, gregarious. Right, so he's humble and gregarious. Okay, I get that. That can make sense because he can be feeling himself, or just he can be the life of the party, but still be a humble guy. I get that. So you know what? Yeah, it is best for both of us. Alright. So, it is apparently annoying to be friends with someone more ambitious than yourself. Why else would Liberius ignore me? Okay. So, Liberius doesn't want the attention, man. He's like, bro, I'm just chilling. I wear like my curtain and shit. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I understand that, and what we're going to actually do, all right? We're going to actually turn all of our current in-court Roman characters within our court that do not look ethnically African. Yeah, we're going to actually turn them into ethnically African characters, but we're not going to convert the characters within our realm that are Vizimban or that follow the religious faith, unless we go through the demand religious conversion route. And even that, at that point, they won't be Roman culture, they'll just follow the Hellenic faith. But yeah, for these guys like Liberius, these are guys that are in our court, that are only in our court because we're in our court. So I believe that, yeah, we would have these characters within our court be also African. These are people that Liberius grew up around, or these are people that just follow the faith that and the whole lifestyle that Sergius's parents brought to Android, or Sergius's dad rather. So yeah, let's actually switch this up. So let's go back to the cold car info tab. Let's move this over. So his is 40414 Vizimban. All right, perfect. So he's still got his robe, still got the curtain, but he's definitely ethnically Vizimban now. All right, awesome. So let's check this out. To the glorious Chief Sergius, peace be with you. I accept your glorious invitation and will join your court forthwith. All right, so Wananga's here, and she was actually married to another chief, and this guy is actually, he's Wakesa Buha. And his son has replaced him, and his son is Chief Runihora of Buha. Okay. All right. So she's kind of like realm hopping, but I respect that, you know, because she needs to kind of like solidify herself, and she wants to, I would believe, she wants to kind of like raise in stature. So we're actually going to take a 100 hit prestige wise for messing with her, and that's okay, because we need to get married, and we know that we're Roman Hellenic, we're not going to get good options in terms of being married. So yeah, you know, we definitely settled. I would say that, because I was so disappointed with the options from that we had in our court and in the whole fine characters. But that's where we're gonna leave it off, guys. Yeah, this is a brand new series. Thank you guys so much for being here, sticking through. Yeah, we're going to game heavy. I'm not sure where we're gonna wrap up this whole series. You know, the goal is to take over, all of, let's move this shit yeah, as much as we can. Yeah, but the goal is to take over all of this, not just like this island or this kingdom. All of this is going to be Roman, or going to be under somebody that's Roman and African and ruling. And who knows, maybe we'll actually take over the Byzantine Empire, right? Who knows? Because I would imagine that pretty soon, once we at least get to Abyssinia, if we get to Abyssinia, yeah, we're going to start attracting some attention from the Arabs and the Byzantines, or the Eastern Romans, as a YouTuber has educated me on. Word. All right, but yeah, I'm out of here. This has been a long one, longer than I expected, but fuck it. Word. Hit that like button, subscribe. It really helps make other people figure out what weird, smelly crib that you've been hanging out with every other day at 5 o'clock. Word. But I'm out of here. You guys be cool. You guys be easy. I think I'm actually tired. Word. I don't think I'm recording again. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm out of here. You guys take it easy. Be cool. Be safe. Peace be with you. Bye.